Hey everybody, it's Josh with SaratogaWine.com, and we're here back doing another special whiskey tasting of the Ardbeg 25. I have a special guest, Lisa Pope, who's the brand ambassador for Glenmorangie and Ardbeg, and she's going to be here tasting the Ardbeg 25-year-old and telling us a little bit about it today.
Great wine.
Better prices.
Delivered right to your door.
SaratogaWine.com. Lisa, thanks so much for coming. Tell us a little bit about Ardbeg 25. Why is this bottling so special in the amazing lineup that Ardbeg has?
Sure. So Ardbeg itself is an amazing distillery, started back in 1815 on a little island called Isla. But what makes Ardbeg so amazing is that Ardbeg has gone in and out of existence several times over its history, and that's kind of created a cult following with Ardbeg. But back in the, I'd say probably late to mid 80s, Ardbeg actually got to the point where it was pretty much mothballed. So we weren't really operating. So the significance of the 25 year is that going back to that point in time in Ardbeg, those barrels were, very rare. Ardbeg was barely making any type of distillate. So that's what makes the 25 so rare and so interesting.
So kind of from a dark days of the distillery,
Absolutely.
where it wasn't really necessarily functioning as it is now, found some barrels that have kind of an exceptional history, but also were able to age those 25 years because it wasn't being used right away.
Absolutely.
Excellent, amazing, that's fantastic. Let's do a little opening here. Got this really cool flip top lid, pops right open, and out comes the spectacular Ardbeg 25. And it's got a really beautiful packaging. I know that Ardbeg over the years, each kind of special release they have, kind of unique packaging that they do. They got a couple of different series that you do just once a year, I think the series comes out. And so we got a lot of, just a really beautiful packaging for gifting, for collectors, and on the shelf. It looks really, really beautiful. So what can you tell me about what's in the bottle?
So the Ardbeg 25 itself is just such an amazing spirit. Ardbeg obviously is known for being very peaty, very smoky. We're actually the smokiest Scotch in the business. But with the 25, the peat has had so much time to just really dissipate. So when you taste the 25, what you're getting is a little bit of smoke, a little bit of that peat, but what's really coming through, at least for me, is you're getting a lot of the citrus notes. That's kind of an underlying theme with the Ardbeg itself.
So, yeah, because the other bottlings, especially like the Wee Beastie that came out a couple of years ago, super high phenols. You got super high smoke, very, very smoky content, and that's what Ardbeg is known for,
Right.
and that's what the reputation of, and that's why people seek it out as well. It's a great pairing for some foods that have a real high smoke content. People who like cigars, definitely a cigar Scotch. But in this one, because of the age, you think it's telling me it's softened just a little bit.
Absolutely.
And that smoke is not as dominant, which would be interesting to see.
Right.
Well, let's get to the tasting then, the best part.
Great.
All right, real delicate light color. Definitely has that kind of smoky, peaty nose you expect from Ardbeg, but not overpowering.
Absolutely.
You're right about the floral and the citrus notes on the nose for sure. Was expecting that to be a little bit more smoky like you would get
Right.
from some of the other bottlings that you guys have, but it's there but not dominant. That's really
Right.
pretty nose.
I think when people smell the 25, they're really surprised that it's an Ardbeg. A lot of people, like we were talking earlier, blind tasting may not even realize it's an Ardbeg.
Yeah, very, very well integrated in the nose. Let's see how that goes through on the palate. Oh, wow. Yeah, definitely well integrated. That smoke has really softened over the years, much more so than some of the younger iterations like the 10
Right.
or the Wee Beastie. That's got a really nice nose to it still, and still that citrus comes through on the palate as well. You get a little bit of a zing from that. What do you like about it?
For me, I feel like the peat is almost like just like dancing on your tongue a little bit. It's there, but not overwhelming or overpowering.
So Lisa, what kind of, we like to do food pairings with a lot of the things we do. Scotches sometimes people don't necessarily think are for food pairings, but what would you recommend with Ardbeg that you would recommend for food pairings?
Sure. So Ardbeg goes, really well with barbecue, and also with oysters as well.
I can see that with the oysters now. Probably the briny, kind of salty characteristic of the Scotch goes with the oyster. Any particular oysters you like that you would prefer over one of the over these?
Sure. So I think with the 25, definitely like your smaller type, like West Coast or Pacific Northwest, like the small, sweet, delicate types. And then with different Ardbegs we have, different oysters would pair with those as well.
Yeah. So this one being a little more delicate, you've got a nice briny characteristic, and those kind of salty, stronger characteristics in the Pacific Northwest would go well with that. I agree with that. Now, for barbecue, we just recently had this, an Ardbeg. It wasn't the 25, of course, but they had put it in a balsamic glaze for a fig and cheese salad. And what they did was they used the balsamic, some Ardbeg, they reduced it down and then used it as a glaze or a drizzle over the salad. It was phenomenal. So what you got was, you didn't get the alcohol, but you got that nice kind of smoky characteristic and with the sweetness of the balsamic, and that was a really pleasant. They also used it as a glaze for pork belly. So for barbecue, if you're going to do something, especially smoked meats, have a smoky glaze that goes on top. It really complements those foods as well. I can see that. That's nice. This is a beautiful, beautiful sample of an Ardbeg, and just a Scotch in general, definitely worth trying, and an exceptional packaging. And really, what's in the bottle follows up, and is a beautiful. Thank you so much for tasting with us today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Check us out on SaratogaWine.com. Look for the Ardbeg 25 there, as well as the whole Ardbeg and Glenmorangie lines. We'll look forward to seeing you next time here on SaratogaWine.com.